When you're working with brands or advertisers, how do you advise them to effectively reach the best audience across multiple retail media networks?
It's tough, right? It's like when you go to, I wouldn't call it we're in college yet, but more like high school. So you have to choose your electives, and you have to be, there's the classes that you have to take or the retailers that you have to engage with in order to graduate, right? And then there's well, where is everybody? Maybe you want to invest more in like a retail media arm for TikTok or something, because that's where all the cool kids are. Maybe that's the drama club. I don't know, right? You have to have this kind of internal conversation with yourself as a brand and say, where do we have to be? Where are we committed? Where do we need to be? And then kind of back into it from there, because it is really difficult on a per brand basis to definitively say, put 30% in Walmart, put 20% in Target, put 10% at Kroger. But depending on who you are and what your assortment is and your fulfillment capabilities and your distribution, that's a totally different equation for everyone.
And right now, do you see advertisers kind of approaching their retail media strategy based off which retailers their revenue is coming from, or are they thinking about it from the perspective of where is my target audience purchasing, or a little bit of both?
It's definitely both. I have to honor, so that's where I was going with it. You have to honor those historical, those developed relationships, right? So you're pushing product to your core audience that is familiar with already an in-store presence of some kind, like they could buy it there. And then you have to get the new folks, right? So how do we find that age group that's, coming into college, graduating, first apartment, that kind of stuff. And they start, there's a huge LTV there, right? So how do you find them where they're at, capture them and get your product in front of them? And sometimes, for example, for beauty, maybe that's Ulta. Maybe, maybe that's like a Sephora. Maybe that's like a micro influencer thing with super great with Ulta, right? So it is a very dependent on, it's a balance, right? Between honoring your core and making sure that they know where your stuff is and that's available, and hey, you're there for them. And then how do I find the new folks? Where are the cool kids hanging out?